Hi, and welcome back to another random car conversation. Before I jump into my topic, I just want to say that you will notice that my lips, let me put on a little bit more, are nice and glossy. And hold on one sec. Just want to make sure they stay that way. I got this in my last Ipsy box, and it's called by Girl Addict, and it's a Jello gloss bomb, and there's no fragrance to it really, but this is, let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Hope you guys can see that. And when I tell you, oh my goodness, it just makes your lips feel so good. So this is what I'm wearing for the time being, and I like it. Anyway, so let's get into today's topic. So I was watching a number of videos on YouTube, and one of the a YouTuber that I am just, y'all, I love his stuff. His name is Jeremy L. Holloway. He is on Instagram, he's on Facebook, he's on YouTube, and I absolutely love his videos. Well, I was looking at a video that I don't think he was not physically in this video, but the young lady Bianca that acts with him in these videos, she was in the video, and she was talking to one of her girlfriends, and one of her girlfriends made the statement that, you know, she was going to go and find her a white man because, now mind you, they're both African American young ladies, but she was going to find her a white man because they know how to put you up on a pedestal, and they know how to treat you like a woman. And you know, all these men out here, all they want to do is hang out in the streets, pants sagging, they don't want to do anything, all they do is use women. And I mean, her list went on and on and on. And I really like what Bianca said to her. She said basically, it's not about the color of a man's skin. And everything that you just said, no, let me go back. It's not about the color of a man's skin. If a man is going to do those things, guess what? He does them, and it does it in every nationality you can think of: black, white, green, blue, brown, and purple. There are men that just do it, period. It has nothing to do with the color of their skin. That's first and foremost. Let's be clear about that, okay? But she was going on to say, she said, you know, basically everything that you said, women do the same thing. You have some women, they don't want to do too much of anything in life. All they want to do is sit back and have a man, well, good God, have a man wait on them hand and foot. They want a man that's giving them everything. They cheat, because she's rambling on about how, you know, men cheat, all men are cheaters, and that's not true. And that is something that I am really, really, really getting sick and tired of hearing. Not all men cheat. Some men cheat, yes, but like she said, there are women out here doing the same thing that men are doing. You have women that cheat. You have women, like I said, that they have no ambitions, no goals. They're not trying to do anything. They just want to take, but they're not giving anything. They want a man that's going to wait on them hand and foot, but they're not doing any, you know, they're not doing the same thing. You know, it should be, you have my back, I have your back. But you have a lot of women out here, they just want to take. So I just wanted to do this quick conversation, like I said, because we need to stop bashing each other. That's if I had to give this video a topic, it is, let's stop bashing one another. And one of the things that she said that was so profound to me, and it's something I never thought about, she said, you know, think about it like this. Everything that women go through, you have men that's been through the same thing. Just like you have women that out here that have been raped, there are men that have been raped. And a lot of them will never, ever, ever come out and admit that. But you have men out here that have been raped. You have men out here that have been molested. You have men out here that have grown up in homes where nobody taught them how to be a man. Therefore, they don't know how to treat you like the queen that you are, because they didn't have a role model showing them this is how you treat a woman. One of the videos that I looked at that Jeremy did was the scenario was, he's dating this young lady, and apparently he's put his hands on her. She must have went home crying, and so as the video opens up, the father has him by the throat, leaning over the car, and he's slapping him, and he's saying, you know, what I tell you about putting your hands on my daughter? Did I tell you to stop doing that? And you know, he's punching and slapping him, Jeremy, that is. And so the girl runs out, Dad, stop it, and pulls her father off off of Jeremy. And he's got blood in his mouth. He spits it out, and he's looking at the father like, yeah, now what? And I'm thinking, now, you need to slow your roll, boo, because he sure just had you jacked up on that car, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. And so he says to the daughter, I just don't know why you won't leave him alone. What is wrong with you that you just can't leave him alone? But then the video gives us a backstory on the father, and it turns out that young lady has seen his father mistreating his mother, because in this particular clip he has the mother laid out across the dining room table with one hand around her neck, and he's punching and hitting her as well and saying all these mean, ugly things. And the little girl, she's peeping around the doorway looking, and he tells her to go back to her room. And I'm thinking to myself, well, where do you think she got that from? So it's my opinion that we can't always blame men, and we can't always blame women for certain things that they allow or certain things that they do if they've never been taught to do anything better. Some women didn't have a role model in their homes growing up teaching them how to be a queen, teaching them how to respect themselves, and teaching them how to respect other people, specifically men. So if they didn't have that growing up, they're only going to do what they've seen, because maybe they've seen the female figure in their life. And I say female figure because not all women have grown up with their moms, for whatever reason. Some of them grew up with their dads, an aunt, a grandmother, whoever. So maybe they didn't have anybody to teach them how to be a woman. So that's why they go out and they cheat, because they didn't have anybody to teach them how to be faithful in a relationship. Maybe they don't want anything in life because nobody ever talked to them about wanting something in life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I want us today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, and certainly not next year, but today. I want us to get to a place where we can stop bashing one another. Okay? And instead of bashing each other, let's figure out how we can work together to help each other. So if you're in a relationship with a woman and you love this woman with all your heart, but she's a slob, she doesn't want anything out of life, then if you truly love that woman, sit down and talk to her and say, baby, look, I love you. I want this relationship to work, but I'm going to need you to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. Show her how to do that. Say, hey, let's get together. We're going to clean up. And then after that, we're going to shower, put on some clothes, go get some ice cream or hot tea, sweet tea, hot chocolate, whatever it is you drink, whatever time of the year it may be. Do that together so she can see, because again, maybe she didn't have anybody to teach her how to do that. You love this woman and you say, look, if we're going to make this relationship work, you can't be talking to every Joe Blow on social media or every Joe Blow you meet out in the street. If you can't be faithful to me, I'm out. Now, having been down that road, I don't know that I'm the one that I just can really say that, I'm going to give you a second chance. I'd like to think that I would. So let me stick with that and keep it moving. But let's say you decide to forgive her, give her a chance. But you let her know this can't happen again. If we're going to be in this relationship, we are going to be in this relationship, because if you don't want to be in this relationship, then move on. But I will not tolerate the cheating. Okay? Because again, maybe growing up, that's what she saw. Same thing with women. Women, you have a man that has no dreams, no ambitions, no goals, then you need to help him figure out what it is that he might want to do. Sit down and say, babe, what? You're really good at A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. Have you ever thought about opening your own business? Have you ever thought about doing whatever the case may be? And he may just look at you and go, you know what? I never thought about that. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Let's put pen to paper. And let's figure out how we can make this work. Because again, maybe he didn't have anybody in his life to say, hey, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? You be the one to help him figure out what those things are. You teach people how to treat you. So if this man can't seem to keep his hands to himself, Number one, you beating him down to the white meat. Y'all know I love to say that. I'm serious. You snatch wigs, toupees, whatever it is he has on. Snatch and let him know, look, this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And if he can't seem to keep his hands to himself, then you leave. But what you don't do is you don't stay. Because what you're telling him is that, guess what? I can put my hands on her. She's not going to go anywhere. Because she loves me just that much. So when I get frustrated with life, or I didn't have a little too much to drink, I can punch her around. I can bully her. She ain't going nowhere. Teach that man how to treat you. And maybe you need to open up his eyes and say, look, I love you, Barry or Bob or whatever his name may be, but I can't deal with this anymore. And then you move on, truly move on. But again, that's a whole nother video. So I just wanted to talk about that. Y'all, I didn't mean for this video to go on this long, but I just really, really wanted to talk about how we've got to stop bashing one another. We've got to stop labeling one another. You know how many times I've heard a guy say, I would never mess with a woman that lives in DC. And I asked the question, why? And I already know what they're going to say, because I've heard guys say that before. And they say, well, because, women from DC, they're hoes, they're tricks, they're this, they're that, they're the other. Really? So you're going to take the actions of one or two and make all women from DC be a certain way. That's like me saying I would never date a guy that lives in DC because, they're thugs and they're drug dealers and this, that, and the other. No, not all of them. Are there some? Of course there are. Let's just keep it all the way real, but not all of them. So I'm not going to categorize every man that's from DC in that group of drug dealers, alcoholics, drug addicts, and all that other stuff. No, because that's not true. Not everybody falls into that category. So we need to stop labeling people. We need to stop tearing each other down and start figuring out how we can build each other up. But just remember that everything, pretty much, that a woman goes through, a man has been through it too. So before you sit there and say, I'm tired of dating men of a specific race, I'm going to date a man in another race, stop and think about that. Because you have white men that cheat, you've got black men that cheat. There are Asian men that cheat. There are Mexican men that cheat. Just like there are women in all those different nationalities I just named that cheat too. Cheating knows no color boundaries at all. Okay? So that's all I have. And yeah, I think that was it. That's all I have. Because my neighbor is, I don't know if he's tested out the limits on his speakers or what, but it's driving me crazy. But anyway, that's all I have, you guys. I just want to say, and every now and then I decided that when I listen to these videos, I may just do a random car conversation just to talk about it, because I thought that was very deep. Something I really had never thought about, just never crossed my mind, to be honest with you, but I just never really thought about it. But it's something I just want you all to think about as well. That's all I have. Thank you so much to my newest subscribers. I love it when I get notices saying that I have a new subscriber. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. Y'all know the drill. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Absolutely nothing at all. I'm going to love you when you're going up. I'm going to love you when you're coming down. I'm going to love you when you're going in. I'm going to love you when you're coming out. But most importantly, I'm going to love you when nobody else even likes you. I'm going to love you when nobody else believes in you. Always know that I believe in you. I care about you, and I truly love you. Okay? And there's nothing you can do about it. Somebody asked me real quick, somebody said to me, what does that mean when I say I love you when you're going up? See, I love you when you're going up, meaning reaching your potential or reaching that goal. I love you when you're coming down, meaning that if everything fails and you fall flat on your behind, I still love you. I love you when you're going into your pain and to your problems and your difficulties, but I love you when you're coming out of them as well. That's what that means. That's deep right there, y'all. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. Until next time, take care.